Hello. Welcome. After a 3 week chutti, we are back. Yay! Must
I know
vacation
you
चले
all
गए थे हम
have
लोग.
forgotten how we look
I
and
swear to God.
sound.
Yeah. I swear, dude. I feel thoda sa odd that we are doing this after so long
I know?
because
Yeah.
yeah. Like so basically 3 weeks got skipped because of like both of us had like work commitments and social commitments and blah and bull. And yeah, we're going to be upfront and tell you that we do this for fun. Like this is not like a full-time job. We have other things going on in life. So थोड़ा irregularity होगा, of course. So,
But you'll come
but
to
yeah,
know.
whenever
It's
we,
like a secret meeting. You know how you come to know
yeah,
the time and place off.
correct. Yeah, you have to be a part of the cult. Oh, तो cult में ऐसा फिर मसाला नहीं रहेगा तो फिर point क्या है? It's like that. You have to have intrigue. So, like to sort of ease our return into the whole thing. Also, this is one topic that randomly we decided to do. So, Soumya sent me a meme of two actors who, and then immediately I'm like, Soumya, we have to talk about this
We
Jodi
have to
because
do
this
it.
is the
Yeah.
most underrated duo in cinematic history, and this is the most underrated trilogy in cinematic history. Okay.
And it's like a long shot calling it a trilogy because it's literally the same. Literally, the
Hmm.
only thing in common with these, we'll discuss this in detail, is
Yeah.
these two actors actually,
Yeah.
just
No,
because of
the two
how
actors
random
and the
it is.
director.
The
The
director,
two
yes, of
actors and the
course.
director. Yeah. We are going to discuss Govinda and Sanjay. That.
The
Yeah.
pairing that came to us from heaven.
Dude, it is the best pairing ever. And the trilogy we are talking about is part one is Hasina Maan Jayegi, which came out in 1999. Part two is Jodi Number One, which came out in 2001. And part three is Ek Aur Ek Gyara, which came out in 2003. And all of them are directed by David Dhawan. So that is why for me, though, it's a trilogy, dude.
I guess
And
for
I'll tell you
him,
why.
though, they were like a quintessential Jodi at this point, like
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
third movie.
And like for a like so तीनों movies में ना, so in Hasina Maan Jayegi they are brothers.
Hmm.
Okay, they are brothers and they're named Sonu and Monu. Okay, in Jodi Number One they are chores. Okay, and their names are Jay and Viru. They're chores, they are friends, so they are Jay and Viru. And in Ek Aur Ek Gyara they are adopted children
So
of
brothers,
another
but
woman.
adoptive
Yeah,
brothers.
they're adoptive brothers. So they're not this one step above friends at this point. And then they are named Tara and Sitara.
Woohoo!
So there's just uncanny similarities, dude. और वो लोग like चोरी करता है, deceive करता है सबको. It's the common plot. Just before recording, right? So I was watching एक और एक 11 because हसीना मान जाएगी मेरे को by heart है. Like full movie, I know what happens when it happens. सब पता है सब. जोड़ी नंबर वन I saw like yeah I think yesterday or day before, and I like एक और एक 11 मुझे बिल्कुल याद नहीं है. And to be fair, एक और 11 is the weakest of the three. Maybe like because it came
It's like
later, so
when
they
you look at sequels, you know how the
yeah
latter movies are always worse. It's like that.
worse. It's the same. So maybe they had like a lot of budget, so they made it a little bit more ambitious the plot and all that, but it doesn't land. It's not
It
memorable at
has
all.
Jackie Shroff and Gulshan
Yeah,
Grover and all these people in it.
yeah. It has Gulshan Grover and his name is Panther, and the way you'll know it is he just keeps randomly shouting Panther
He keeps saying it like he's a Pokemon.
in the middle of other things, of course.
Panther.
He's like, he's like, "Abhi main bhagooga, Panther," and then he
Panther.
starts running. That's funny, dude. And then he says Panther, and he does bye, and then he leaves, and I'm like, what is wrong with? Why was this written this way?
You know what? It
Uh,
could be that Gulshan Grover just did it on the spot, and David Dhawan is like, "Yes, this is the weird shit I
Panther,
want in my movie. Good job."
Panther, bro. So
Actually, we don't
Panther is
have
the
time to shoot this again, so that's going in the film.
Panther.
Dude, I really
So
do
anything,
believe though that
yeah,
David Dhawan did that a lot. Like, I don't have
yeah,
time to
for
shoot
sure.
this again. We're
Mm.
just gonna keep this.
Okay, so guys, let's take let's just discuss the pair first, okay, and then we discuss the movie separately, because there is so when I was watching these three movies, right, I noticed something very stark. Okay, it was very evident. So in Hasina Maan Jayegi, right? Hasina Maan Jayegi is a very well written in terms of dialogue. I'm only talking about dialogue, dialogue, plot, side characters, everything. It's just power packed, right? It's just perfect. It's very
And
crisp.
there's
It's clean.
constantly something happening in that movie.
Yeah,
Like,
very pacey, beautiful, and there are a few moments where you are like, हाँ गोविंदा ने शायद ये improvise किया. Like शायद ने क्या ऐसे मस्ती में बोला, and then it turned out to be damn funny, so they just kept it in the movie,
because
right?
it feels impossible that someone will script this. Like, that is what
Hmm.
the feeling you get from it.
Then in Jodi number one, it becomes a little bit more evident that yeah, Govinda is improvising, but Sanjay Dutt also improvises in the middle somewhere. Like कि they are in Jodi number one तो Govinda तो कुछ भी कर रहा है, dude. So there's a scene जहाँ पे अनुपम खेर को heart attack आता है, so they're taking him in the wheelchair like that. He's in the hospital, and Govinda on the background. So it's basically Anupam Kher, Sanjay Dutt, whoever the female is, Rinki. I don't know who plays Rinki. Sorry. And there's a nurse, and then there is Govinda. And when the doctor is telling कि इनको heart attack आया है, इनको surgery डालना पड़ेगा, and पीछे Govinda is flirting with the nurse, like वो उसको छेड़ रहा है. In एक और 11, they have not given them any dialogues. कुछ लिखा नहीं है दोनों.
I
जो
really think you're right about
whatever
this.
interaction is there between Sanjay Dutt and Govinda throughout the 2.5 hour movie, I can guarantee you nothing is written.
And nothing has been planned for them
Nothing.
only. No reactions have been planned. Everything is just thrown at them and they react to it like how they essentially are the embodiment of India's improv scene. Like,
Yeah.
because I really don't think that they had anything written down. Like, I really wish at this point we could get Govinda on this podcast to like chip in and
Ask.
say,
Yeah. Whether
like
actually,
this is something I improvise and this is something we did not. But I refuse to
Because-
believe all this was scripted.
Yeah.
Because they just work off of each other so well.
Yeah. By the third movie, you know what works in
They
the audience
just
one.
have
What
imbibed each
just
other's like vibe.
कुछ भी dude. Like there's a scene where Cobra is Panther's elder brother, by
Yes,
the way.
it is.
I don't know how this works, but it works. So Cobra comes and
They are
threatens.
also adoptive brothers.
Clearly Jungle Book में कुछ तो हुआ था,
A mongoose, she decided that she's going to adopt a cobra and a panther.
Cobra and a panther. That's it. Yeah, that's a fun story. So
Two of her
basically
enemies, she's like,
So basically, Cobra comes in and he's like threatening Sanjay Dutt and Govinda, and they're sitting on a bed. So for no reason, they put the blanket over both of their heads. And this Cobra actor has lines, right? So he has to seriously still deliver
yes,
his
to be
dialogue.
like, भाई मेरे को dialogue बोलने दो. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to you like that.
So he is saying his dialogue, and these guys are just doing what the fuck they want in the movie, dude. Like कुछ भी, like in the middle वो लोग kidnap करने जा रहे हैं, तो ऐसे gun किसी से गिर गया, right? Like मस्ती में गिर गया, so that also they improvise and they like make it a dialogue and continue the scene as is. So it's like very improvish that way, and it works.
Yeah, between them it works. In fact, because it works within them, no, it feels like in Ek Aur Ek 11 ki everyone else is pulling down the tempo of the film.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
for
just
sure.
because they both are always like ha this, ha that, and they talk to each other in that weird accent that they always
in the Punjabi accent,
like,
which is also creeped. It showed his head in Jodi number one, by the way.
Yes.
And then just made its way to
Beach may they talk like that, but then in Ek Aur Ek 11 they're constantly talking like that. Like
Ek Aur Ek 11 is constant improv, like constant.
I think they just met before the film and they're like, you know what, let's just roll with this only.
Yeah. They're like, हाँ schedule में है ना 5 दिन extra, कुछ हो गया तो तभी reshoot कर लेंगे, अभी मजे करते हैं. And then मजे वाला ही part release किया लोगों ने.
हाँ, they didn't reshoot anything.
Reason number 2 why this is a trilogy, like we mentioned earlier, as the sequels come in, they become sort of worse. Like Hasina Maan Jayegi is out and out the best of the lot, like the best of the lot. उसमें सब हो रहा है, like because उसमें they have Anupam Kher adding something, they have Paresh Rawal adding something, they have Kader Khan adding something. Kader Khan secretary वो अरे इधर आइए तो सही, बैठिए तो सही, बताइए तो सही, like even he is adding something.
It's
Paresh
like
Rawal is playing
very
a
well
Nepali
done.
watchman.
Very well done. Like
And yeah,
honestly, like
Govinda
it
का
will
double
probably
role
be
hai.
problematic now, a lot of the stereotypes that they
Of course.
play on. But then,
Hmm.
like, they have actually managed to embody all these roles so well that you remember
Hmm.
them. Like, because Ramanujan was telling me कि एक और 11 मुझे याद ही नहीं है. Like, I'm
नहीं.
sure I have seen that movie, but I don't remember it at all. Just
No.
because it's a bad movie. Like, even for
It
Sanjay Dutt
was,
and
yeah.
Govinda, they couldn't save that movie. Like, that's how bad it
Yeah.
was.
Hasina Manjagi was like a story about these two brothers who are useless basically. So they go to another house, and as imposters, they sort of try and get married to that house because that person is also rich. तो उनका life
Hmm.
set हो जाएगा.
They thought they'll get dowry and like whatever.
Correct. So that is like a very well thought out premise. Okay, very well knit premise कि दोनों के life में क्या हो रहा है देखते हैं. In जोड़ी number 1, he takes the identity of someone he meets on the train, Sanjay Dutt.
Hmm.
And then he comes in as Vikramjeet and into this house, and then they're like, okay, we'll marry the elder daughter's friend. Life set, dowry मिल जाएगा. Police will also be off our backs. 1 और 11 में कुछ भी हो रहा है. ठीक है. 1 और 11 में the opening sequence is Jackie Shroff walking in to an army base. And by the way, spoiler alert, but come on, it's like I'm talking about a 2003 movie. If you haven't watched it, just go freaking watch. Like, come on. So basically, गन चोरी होता है आर्मी बेस से, राइट? आर्मी बेस से गन चोरी होता है. इज द ओपनिंग सीक्वेंस ऑफ 1-11. इट कट्स टू Sanjay Dutt and Govinda looting someone, and
Yeah,
so
the
it is so,
editing of this movie is all over the place. Like there's
yeah, and it is, dude, it is so out of place that the only movie that has VO for context is 1-11. ओम पूरी VO देता है कि ये देखो, ये दो बिछड़े हुए भाई है, whatever, और ये अभी ये कैसे मेजर राम की जिंदगी में जाएंगे और कैसे उनको सीख मिलेगी is in the beginning. मतलब it's that bad that you rely on VO.
I'm telling you, they didn't write the script. They didn't
Maybe
write it. They
maybe
went
they
like
did. Maybe
I
it
think
was
it's like
supposed to be a
on the set
serious.
thing. Like they
No,
had
what I
written all
feel
the
was,
serious people's dialogues.
it was supposed to be like a very nationalist, Jackie Shroff hero banega type movie,
Because he has
and
lot
then
of
suddenly they're like,
nationalist dialogues like
हाँ
मैं हिंदुस्तानी हूँ, मैं ये करता हूँ, मैं वो
बहुत
करता हूँ.
बहुत है उसमें. But then suddenly they're like, अरे shit dude, this is too serious, we have to make another comedy. So then they're like, हाँ इन लोग को बुलाते, ये लोग तो कर लेंगे comedy manage. And then like how Malayalam films are improvised on set, वैसे ही हुआ, ऐसे
Even
चल
Anurag
रहा है.
Basu. Basically, you just go on your set, you write the script there only. You look at the actors, you get inspiration.
And you figure your shit out.
And in case of Govinda and Sanjay, that you don't even need to write the dialogues. You just
No,
have to
dude.
tell them this is a situation and properly improv it out of them. I wonder
But
if it would
then,
have worked though if both of them could, like, you know how Middleditch and Schwartz do improv together. If they both did improv shows, like I'm sure
no,
it would
but
just be another movie.
yeah, it would. I feel they will need. They could do scenes or sketches, but it won't have the same impact as it would over a movie. Like I feel those वो लोग long format के लिए बना है. And dude, like everyone says, yes, Govinda is a great comedic actor and blah blah blah. भाई संजय दत्त के अलावा उसको कोई और सपोर्ट नहीं कर पाता वैसा.
Yeah,
Because
dude.
Sanjay Dutt's comic timing is poor, but it's very funny how poor it is.
Yeah.
Like it's not good comedic timing. You notice he's
I
not a
think
good
he's
comedic
one
actor.
of those people, who ended up like I keep telling Tiger Shroff to do, like move from action to comedy. And only over time it has worked out for him. It never worked out for him initially. But you can tell that Govinda is comfortable with Sanjay Dutt because we all know what happened in Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. Like Govinda and Amitabh Bachchan was just a weird combination.
Yeah, they don't work. They don't work.
You know inside that if only Sanjay Dutt was Bade Miyan, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be.
It would be so much more palatable. Like
yeah. that, and then of course then Ramya would, the character who's played by Ramya would be played by some younger person, so that even wouldn't have been uncomfortable. And so it just works on too many levels because Sanjay Dutt is there. एक तो he is a great dancer. Okay, please, I will fight anyone who says Sanjay Dutt can't dance. तुम लोग ने तमा तमा लोगे का वीडियो देखा ही नहीं, ठीक है? सबसे पहले तो वो है ओरिजिनल वाला, नॉट दिस कचरा वरुंधवन वाला. Dude, Sanjay Dutt is a great dancer. So if you have a song sequence of two couples, जिसमें एक गोविंदा करिश्मा है और एक चलो संजय दत्त and पूजा बत्रा है, ठीक है? Sanjay Dutt will still manage to sort of pull himself in the dance. And he's a very good partner to have when in Jodi number 1 there's a scene, right? Factory में strike होता है and then this guy's like एक काम करो, मैं बाकी workers को संभालता, तुम main को जाके मार. Sanjay Dutt is action hero, so he's going and hitting. And cut to Govinda has made his henchmen sit and he's telling इन लोग का back story कि मैं और जयपाजी हम लोग ने चोरी किया क्योंकि हमारी भूख थी. You know, so
he is a good contrast
works.
to Govinda in that sense. You know, like if he's the
एक तो
brain, he's the
contrast,
brawn.
yeah,
like that.
correct. And एक तो contrast. Second is like even Sanjay Dutt brings his own comedic shit in the middle, like a time pass में.
है, that's the thing. Like
which I don't think Amitabh Bachchan can.
Amitabh Bachchan is not made for comedy. Like I support all actors going for comedy mostly, but not Amitabh Bachchan. I really think that he just ruins every comedic role that he has somehow.
Yeah. So that, and then David Dhawan तो बाप आदमी है. He just knew how to make comedies in the 90s, dude. That worked.
It just worked with him somehow.
Like if you tell someone what's the story of a Hasina, they'll be like, हाँ क्या story में कुछ नहीं रखा है.
It's not a big
But
deal. Like the plot itself
just creates,
is not.
Yeah.
That's great.
But he just creates so many nice moments, and the moments are so good, so memorable. So, like सब याद है. Like if I tell you that Govinda becomes an old person, और फिर वो love letter एक stone में बांध के उसको फेंकता है, and then it goes to the
get
bua.
that image only of that Govinda with those glasses Govinda, and his hair like that. But you immediately know, yes, I know what you're talking about. I have seen this movie. But I think what makes them like, I guess also they were also working together in these kind of movies as two protagonists in a time when, you know, two protagonists wale movies were coming up. I think that was also important for like their success, because at the time, like just before that, only ek protagonist wale movie the which were doing well. Like, you know, nobody could be like two heroes are there in this movie.
But two heroes wala, the only other movie that I remember is Aankhe. It is Chunky Pandey and Govinda. Guys, please watch. Please watch that wala Aankhe. Watch this wala Aankhe also. This wala Aankhe is also great.
No, but like now you notice now if you see, most films require a multi-star cast to work.
Yeah.
Like even the supporting actors have to be stars only. They can't be like anybody. They can't be a random person.
They can either. So I feel वो वाले इसमें दो चीजें चल रहे हैं. So there you have films like Dostana, जहाँ पे two protagonists है, comedy है. Desi Boys was the recent one, which is Akshay and John. And so either you have these, you have the multi-starers, or you have say Rajkumar Rao and an Apar Shakti Khurana.
Where even the supporting actor is like a star, like, or the villain is a star or something.
Like that was required, and that sort of made it work because you just have that energy bouncing off. But I don't think anyone, like even if I say Desi Boys, right, for example, latest जो आया, चलो comedy movie रहना चाहिए था, whatever, उन दोनों का जो chemistry है ना, that also seems lacking. As compared to what Govinda and Sanjay Dutt had.
It's very difficult to find two actors with good chemistry. Like I think that, like, unless non-romantic, I'm talking about platonic. Like, because romantic chal theek hai.
Yeah, those थे भाई. Yeah, those
like
थे
many
भाई.
people can have. Correct.
In that sense, what really worked with Sanjay Dutt and Govinda is their roles were very clearly defined. It was the witty jokes and the funny dialogues and all that is going to come from Govinda. And action sequence में जस्ट इनिशियल थोड़ा एक दो पंच गोविंदा मारेगा, बाकी पूरा संजय दत्त तोड़फोड़ करेगा.
Correct.
Like it
Correct.
was clear. Like for Akshay Kumar and John Abraham, both will be like, "Arey, I want to do this, I want to do that as well." तो
Hmm.
उधर थोड़ा तालमेल फिट नहीं होता. Here the roles are
Hmm.
defined. They are
Hmm.
like, जब बातें होंगी तो it's very like in एक और 11 because it's so improvised, it is
Hmm.
very evident that um, Sanjay Dutt throws it to Govinda. There is one scene where I showed it to you also at work when I was watching this movie. Sanjay is like, Paji, who do you think is in that car? Like, कौन है शायद गाड़ी में? And then Govinda just like, Paji, I really think that I don't know. And so it's just like he throws it like everything. He's like, नहीं आप बताओ.
I
And
don't know. He says it like
it's damn, it's damn funny that scene is. But like, so that is what works. Their chemistry works so well because they're like, Sanjay Dutt is going to be this macho person. Like every girl in the movie, right? Whoever
Hmm.
falls for Sanjay Dutt only tells कि उसकी personality कितनी अच्छी है. वो देखो कितने मस्त दिखते हैं. Like उसका body कैसा अच्छा है ये वो. And Govinda, nobody gives a fuck.
Fuck
They
yeah.
never they never tell कि why people like Govinda.
Why?
Like
Isn't
why
it
does this girl
obvious? Ramanujan. Like,
वो
no.
कितने अच्छे बंदे हैं. Like he has no qualities. He's just a nice man. It's just that. It's not that because he's funny, he's witty, nothing.
No, but
He
that
can
all is
improvise.
reserved for Sanjay Dutt only, na, in
Hmm.
these movies. Like, it's not like he goes out of his way to tell that girl jokes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
वो by accident जो हो गया वो हो गया. पर वो
Yeah,
बंदी को कभी समझ में नहीं आते ये jokes. So it doesn't
correct.
matter.
And in Hasina Man Jayegi, it is so evident that Govinda will never be the macho in the couple, in the duo, because the way Sanjay Dutt पटाउस पूजा बत्रा is वो घोड़े पे जाता है और पूजा बत्रा को उठाता है और किस करता है and हो जाता है this thing. And then Sanjay Dutt like, bro, it's damn simple. He tells Govinda, it's damn fucking simple. You have to do the same thing.
Let's
So
do this.
Govinda also goes and he's like full hug देता है उसमें, like fully hug देता है उसमें. And then he has to do what is your style number, what is mobile number, तभी जाके करिश्मा
Then
फटती है.
only she agrees.
हाँ, it is as simple as that.
See, he has his own charm, but he doesn't know
Yeah.
it. That's
No,
all.
it's not he doesn't know it. It's like I feel nobody appreciates in the movie to actually come out and say it. You
Right.
know, कि अरे, but just because he's like, he's so funny, witty, whatever. Nobody says jack shit like that. But yeah,
Amazing.
of the three, yeah, एक और 11 weakest, weirdest cutaways to songs.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, weird cuts in general. Like,
yeah,
there are
weird
like
cuts in
these
general.
little scenes within scenes that make no sense at all. Like,
Hmm.
and they're just there because there was a space here. Like, it feels like
Yeah,
that.
filler था वो.
Filler.
Like,
And
ऐसा rough cut में
there's
डालते हैं ना
no
वैसा
need
type.
also for it. Like,
Hmm.
it's not like वो continuity के लिए डाला or anything. In fact, it makes the continuity weirder.
Correct.
So,
Also,
एक और 11
like,
in that skill sense, also it was bad. Like,
yeah. Now that I think about it, even the side actors of Ek Aur Ek Gyara were damn bad. Like, for example, it was the two females, एक तो अमृता राव थी, दूसरा वाली का मेरे को नाम नहीं ना
she
पता
was
है, ना मैं
she
जानना
was some
चाहता हूँ,
forgettable lady.
ना मैं जानता हूँ,
Yeah.
ना जानना चाहता हूँ. Then there was Jackie Shroff who was not who, come on यार, Jackie Shroff नहीं कर पाता.
He's playing a
Then
nationalist police officer. That's what he's
no,
playing.
he's a major. He's Major Ram.
Major. Sorry,
हाँ,
he's in the military. You're right.
yeah, he's Major Ram. So
That's where Major Ram started.
yeah, then we went to Mehuna also.
Mehuna.
But so there, like his son, his wife, his mother, the knocker is Rajpal Yadav, who does an unnecessary extra.
But you know what? I have to say one thing about Rajpal Yadav, that he really does physical comedy very well.
Yeah.
Like,
but
it is
that's all he
very
does.
difficult. But that's what, like, obviously, that must be his thing. Like, because how he does really difficult shit physically.
Yeah. Jumping and all that. Yeah.
But like, he manages to do it funnily, or convey the point, or do it exaggeratedly, or whatever.
Correct.
Because that's his only good. Like in Ek Aur Ek Gyara, he was so overacting.
So the mother and the wife and the son really didn't have any like value add.
Also, his
In
mother, that's Jackie Shroff's mom also. She's some
yeah, yeah,
young lady who they've tried to make a
terrible
role
makeup,
and it works
terrible
so
makeup.
badly.
Yeah. So then coming to जोड़ी number one, जोड़ी number one में चलो पूरा family involved है, right? There's Anupam Kher's brothers, their wife, their kids. You know, उसका भी एक थोड़ा सा एक storyline है about how they want to break away, and there's this one, I think his name is Ashok Saraf,
Hmm.
वो जो who acts like the director full time, तो
Ashok
वो भी
Saraf.
एक है.
Hmm.
He's there. The cop has some role. Like at least there is some meaty bits to this. And in Hasina Man Chayegi, to everyone has a part in the story.
Kader Khan is
Everyone.
there. See,
Kader
honestly,
Khan
no.
has a part in the story. So like there is no wastage. There is no unnecessary fluff that was added. Like there are sequences in the Ek Aur Ek Gyara that is just not required.
Hmm.
Like because they're genuinely two different movies. Like जो जो गोविंदा संजय का ट्रैक है वो बहुत अलग है, और जो एक्चुअल आर्मी गन चोरी का ट्रैक है वो बहुत अलग है. सो ठीक है, एक और 11 तो फॉरगेटेबल, सो बॉल्स टू दैट, बट लाइक जोड़ी नंबर वन स्टिल होल्ड्स अप. या, it's still pacey, it still holds
I
up, you
can
can
see
still
that.
watch it in one seating
I can see that.
आराम से.
Hmm.
एंड
No, but
हसीना
like
मान जाएगी तो ऑल टाइम फेवरेट.
I'm glad that Hasina Man Jayegi and Jodi Number One are there to just as a I guess a light to just to throw light on Govinda and Sanjay Dutt
Yeah,
in general. Because I don't know, did they do any movies after this or this was it? Like
together no,
together.
nope,
That's it.
it was just these three. Yeah,
Wow, dude. Like literally they really
yeah.
need to
Because
do
after that, what
something.
I think what happened was Sanjay Dutt went the Vastav route and
Mm-hmm.
Govinda went the number one route.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like a very distinct, different paths in
Differentiation.
both of their
Yeah.
careers. But man, what I would kill to watch the both of them again
Hmm.
with Anupam Kher as a father figure, and get whoever you want as side actors. Pick any of these idiotic faces, the same looking people as heroines, and get them in.
Hmm.
But I feel Govinda and Sanjay Dutt will still make a good pair
They
and still
really
make a
would.
good movie.
They really would.
And directed by David Dhawan. Like I feel
Sincerely.
it'll hold up today also. Like if you just sort of make them watch the three movies and be like, you know what, we
Just
need to
channel
get the
this.
same vibe. Yeah,
Yeah.
same vibe. But people generally don't understand the impact that these two had for like double protagonist movies in the future as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
तो in that sense ये लोग तो बहुत underrated है, बहुत
Too
बहुत ज्यादा.
much. Like really. I don't think people really come up with these movies as hey, this is like one really funny movie that I really like to watch. Karke. But
Hmm.
inevitably, invariably, there is someone who loves watching this movie. Like if Hasina Manchayegi is on TV, they'll watch it for sure.
या 100%.
You know?
कहाँ से भी बीच में किधर तो भी लगा है तो बैठ के देख लो, वैसा वाला मूवी है वो.
Exactly. This is like, I
Great
guess,
stuff.
yeah, a nice place to end this.
Hmm.
Ki bhai,
Yeah.
please, Govinda Sanjay.
Please come back, dude.
And you
Govinda
can
Sanjay
use
Dutt, David
Tiger
Dhawan.
Shroff as a side character. It's fine.
Yeah,
Like we
Tiger
don't
Shroff can play
need
the
Jackie
Rajpal
Shroff to come
Radhav
back.
role.
And he can do his whatever he does.
Physical comedy in terms
Ha.
of parkour. Like he can get
Yes.
chai on a tray and just
Yes, absolutely.
like that. I can't get it.
See,
Okay.
flip that?
Also,
Flip that?
हाँ, चाय. तू कॉफी ऐसे कैसे कर रहा है? तू कैसे कर रहा है? तू क्यों नहीं कर रहा? Your job.
I think we're really turning into a Tiger Shroff fan club. Huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Okay, so guys, by the way, the next one that we are planning to do is Hero Panti 2 review. मैंने A1 भी नहीं देखा है.
Hey,
So
we directly jump into 2. ऐसे कैसे?
ठीक
Straight
है,
up
done.
2.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
So okay, so you guys have to help us out. Do you want a Hero Panti 1 and 2 review? Or you want direct
or
Hero
you're
Panti 2?
okay with Hero Bandi 2?
Hero
And
Panti 2.
also, please tell us what your favorite Govinda Sanjay Dutt scenes are, and if you remember
Yes,
something, if
please.
something stands out to you, definitely let us know.
Songs, moments, anything.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, this is our favorite duo in cinematic history.
If you
So
like
let us
someone.
know. Let us know if you can top us and beat us. Open challenge. I'm sure you
Beat
cannot,
us
but
an
open
open
challenge.
challenge though reminded me that we only have one challenger so far for
Yeah.
our Antakshari.
Yes.
So if
Our
anyone
most
out
ardent
there,
viewer, Dave, shout out.
hell yeah.
Uh,
If any one of you think that you can challenge us to Antakshari, we can have a
Antakshari, yes.
nice Antakshari
And
episode.
because there's a 3 week gap, I'm repeating now that we have Zoom Premium also because हम थोड़े से नवाबी हो गए, so we can do a live stream of the drunk episode, but it will only happen after the Antakshari episode. So the ball is in your court.
Yes, let's
Yes.
do it.
Chalo. On that note, this one is a wrap. Do like, share, subscribe. अपना student of the year episode तो बहुत सही कर रहा है, dude. It's crossed 2K views also. So thank you for that.
क्या ही चल
Whoever's
रहा है
watching,
वो.
not watching, yeah.
हाँ,
But
thank you,
guys,
but
please ऐसा थोड़ा
listen
engage
to
करो
our
यार.
nice wala episodes also, and
हाँ.
honestly, like put a comment there, make us feel a little nice.
कुछ तो लाइक करो, कमेंट करो, डिसलाइक करो, वो भी चलेगा. इंस्टाग्राम पे हम लोग ऐसा स्टोरी डाल के पोल डालते हैं, सब लोग देखता है, कुछ वो लोग उसमें भी नहीं डालता है. मतलब क्या चल रहा है? What is going on? थोड़ा मेहनत. Anyway, chalo, like, share, subscribe. Listen to us on Spotify and Google Podcasts as well if you don't want to see our beautiful faces. And we will catch you on the next one. And you will know the next one is out if you follow us on Instagram. So whenever we get time, the next one will be out. Chalo, see you. Bye bye.